Hello everybody, this is the host. Today we're going to continue our series on the Anima and the Animus. We've talked about the Anima in previous episodes. The last episode was on how to overcome your shadow Anima. And now it's time to talk about the Animus. The Animus is a term coined by Carl Jung that refers to the feminine archetype found within men. Jung believed that this archetype is present in all men and that it plays a crucial role in their psychological development and personality. The Animus is often seen as a source of a man's creativity, passion and drive, but it can also cause problems if it isn't properly integrated into the personality. If you want to learn more about the Animus and how to integrate it, then stay tuned for today's episode. Let's get right into it. The first step to integrating the Animus is to become aware of it. Many men are not even aware that they have an Animus, let alone how it affects them. This is because the Animus is a deep-seated archetype that resides in the collective unconscious. However, once you become aware of the Animus, you can start to see how it manifests in your own personality. The Animus typically manifests in men as a strong inner voice. This voice can be critical, judgmental, or even angry. It is important to remember that this is just the Animus and not your higher self. The Animus is a part of you, but it doesn't always have your best interests at heart. It is important to be aware of the Animus's influence so that you do what you want to let it control you. I recently came across this quote from Robert Moore, who wrote a book called King Moria, Magician, Lover, and he had this to say about the Animus. He said the Animus tries to tell us what we should do. In other words, it gives us advice. But advice is something one person gives another. The Animus is trying to use its voice to tell us what to do, so it becomes tyrannical. If you look at some of the most powerful leaders throughout history, you will find that they had a strong Animus energy within them. This is what drove them to greatness. But it could also cause them to be ruthless and even tyrannical at times. One way to quiet the Animus is through meditation. Meditation allows you to tap into the deeper recesses of your mind and connect with your higher self. When you are connected with your higher self, you are able to access a state of calmness and clarity that allows you to better understand yourself and the world around you. This understanding allows you to make better decisions and take positive actions towards integrating the Animus. Another great tool to help integrate the Animus is journaling. Journaling helps you explore your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This can help you identify any negative thought patterns or beliefs that may be contributing to Animus problems. You can also use journaling to track your progress as you work to integrate the Animus. By regularly checking in with yourself, you can see how far you've come and what still needs to be done. The second step to integrating the Animus is to accept it. Once you become aware of the Animus, you must accept it as a part of yourself. The Animus is neither good nor bad, it simply is. It is up to you how you choose to use it. Trying to suppress or deny the Animus will only make it stronger. Acceptance does not mean giving into the negative aspects of the Animus, but rather embracing all aspects of it, both positive and negative. You see, the Animus represents the feminine principle, which is associated with qualities such as nurturing, compassion, and creativity. These are all positive traits that can be used to make the world a better place. However, the Animus can also manifest as negative traits such as possessiveness, jealousy, and manipulation. These traits are harmful and can damage relationships. In order to integrate the Animus, you must accept all of these traits as a part of yourself. This does not mean that you condone or encourage the negative aspects of the Animus, but you must acknowledge their presence and work to understand them. Only then can you begin to heal and integrate this aspect of yourself. The third step to integrating the Animus is to harmonize it. Now that you've accepted your Animus, it's time to harmonize it with your personality. This means finding a balance between the masculine and feminine aspects of yourself. Jung believed that the goal of life is to achieve this harmony. He said, "The ultimate goal of the personality is the unification of conscious and unconscious. Unification of conscious and unconscious. Achieving this harmony is not always easy, especially in today's society. Modern society is largely patriarchal, which means that it values masculine traits over feminine traits. This creates a lot of pressure on men to suppress their Animus. However, it is this suppression that leads to many of the problems that men face today. By learning to harmonize the Animus, you can find a balance between the masculine and feminine aspects of yourself. This will lead to a more complete and fulfilling personality. One way to achieve harmony with the Animus is to engage in activities that allow you to express your creativity. Creativity is a very feminine trait, and it is often stifled in men. Find an outlet for your creativity, whether it be painting, music, writing, or anything else that allows you to express yourself. By doing so, you will be able to connect with your Animus and bring it into harmony with the rest of your personality. Another way to achieve harmony with the Animus is to spend time in nature. Nature is a powerful force that can help you connect with the natural rhythms of life. This connection will help you find balance between the masculine and feminine aspects of yourself. So take some time to go for a walk in the woods, sit by a lake, or just lie down in the grass and enjoy the sun. By spending time in nature, you'll be able to connect with your Animus and bring it into harmony with the rest of your personality. I recently came across this story about a man who achieved harmony with his Animus. He was a successful businessman who was known for being tough and aggressive. However, he was also very creative and had a great sense of style. He learned to use his Animus energy to his advantage and was able to achieve great success. He understood the importance of balance and knew how to harness the power of the feminine principle. As a result, he was able to live a full and successful life. Remember that integrating the Animus is a lifelong journey. It is not something that can be achieved in a single day. Be patient with yourself and trust in the process. The fourth and final step to integrating the Animus is to love it. This is the most important step because it is what truly transforms the Animus from a negative force into a positive one. You see, the Animus can be a destructive force if it is not properly integrated. However, when it is loved and accepted, it becomes a powerful ally. When you love your Animus, you are able to access its power and use it to your advantage. You can tap into the creativity, passion, and drive that the Animus has to offer. This will help you achieve your goals and live a more fulfilling life. The key to loving the Animus is to see it as a part of yourself that needs love and acceptance. The Animus is not the enemy. It is a part of you that is lost and needs to be brought back home. When you love and accept the Animus, you are able to access its power and use it to create the life you want. Think of the Animus like a wild horse. A wild horse is a powerful creature that cannot be tamed. However, when it is loved and respected, it can become a loyal and obedient companion. The same is true of the Animus. When you love and respect it, the Animus will become a positive force in your life. And that's it for today's episode on how to integrate the Animus. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope you learned something new. If you did, please leave me a comment below. I always appreciate hearing from you guys. In the next episode, we'll talk about the shadow Animus, so make sure to stay tuned so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching.